guys, welcome back. I feel like my brain has been in a million different places, and it's been a minute since we've just sat and had a chat and had a good old catch up, because the new year just began, and then things were just flying everywhere. Our house has been all over the place. We have construction. It's a demo zone. Then we were in Australia and it was just like bang, 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 bang. Like, it's been kind of crazy. And this last week I've just been getting ourselves back together, preparing for our next trip, which you'll see. My room is a mess right now. It's a mess because I'm in a packing flurry. We'll talk all about this in a moment, but I've got an event tonight. I need to get ready. I had a nice little shower, curled my hair, and I thought we could just chat while we get ready together. Talk about some things that I've been loving over the last little while, because I'm not doing like a proper sit down monthly favorites. I'm just going to show you guys what I've been using because we've been away and then give you some updates as we go along. So welcome, friends. Let's have a little chat. Grab your tea, grab your coffee, whatever you feel. I am having a coffee at 4 p.m. I don't recommend that, but it's what I need right now because I'm about to go drive in the blizzard to go downtown. I actually just need to start with my brows, and I'm going to mention this again. I've been blabbing on and on about it, but this little Valentino brow trio, it's so good. It's so good. I forgot what shade it was for a second. It's the shade Taupe, and it is the perfect match. If you are perhaps a more pale gal and you've got cool toned hair on your brows, this is perfection. So many of the lighter browns tend to pull a little bit warm, which in theory match the rest of my natural hair color, but on my brows I like it to be a little bit more cool, and I love the mix of the pencil and the pen. So I kind of like do a little half fill with the pencil here, and then later on, once the rest of my base is done, then I will go and like perfect it. But I just like to fill in my brows to have a little bit of something something. That's a first favorite. Then I've just gotta say I'm using my usual base, the Haus Labs foundation. I grabbed a deeper shade because I do have a tan on, and then my Tower 28 concealer, Makeup by Mario. Like, it's so good. I see no reason to change this fabulous base. Love to try new bases, but I find myself more and more recently just really going back to this. This Haus Labs foundation has ruled the roost for me. Okay, this is the shade 160, and it's to match my tan, so you'll see that the tan is no longer on my face, obviously, and it's getting a little bit patchy on my neck, but I just want to talk about this. Let's talk about the tan first, okay? Because I had posted in one of my products I'm no longer buying video that I'm no longer trying new tan products, and that has been true for the most part, and I just have to say I'm sorry that I did stray a little bit from that, but it's because I went to Australia with no tan packed, which I know a lot of you might be rolling your eyes being like, okay, what's the big deal? Who cares? But that was a big deal for me. That's the first like traveling trip that I've gone on where I just embraced the pale. I was in the full pale. And let me tell you, let's just actually address that for a second. The people that I saw in Melbourne and the surrounding area are some of the most beautiful people that I've ever laid my eyes on. It was just like there were models everywhere. Just tanned models left, right, and center all over the place. Like, the fake tan world in Australia is poppin'. Like, they know what's up. And you know what did it for me was the day we looked at the clips from when we went to the Peninsula Hot Springs and I did the little cold plunge. I didn't help my case at all by wearing a black bathing suit, okay? Because the contrast, well, the contrast was heavy, okay? And I just felt like I was disappearing. And in so many of the photos, like, I just truly, you can't see me, I just blend away into the sun. And I made it through most of the trip, and then we went and did that little mall shop, and a lot of you guys were like, oh, it's the home of Bondi Sands, you gotta get some Bondi Sands. And now, again, you can get Bondi Sands in Canada. I had just never seen that many products myself personally with my eyes, so I went and got it. I put a tan on. And I have to say that I applied the tan on the 26th, which was technically the 5th at home, okay? So I applied this on January 25th, and today is February 4th. This tan has been on my body for a very long time. This is an impressive last for a tan, okay? Now, what I like about it is that it has been fading nicely, other than the place where my Apple Watch strap goes, which is always the area that rubs off first for me. The fade has been so nice. Usually when I have a fading tan, first of all, it'll fade within like 5 to 7 days. And it's like curdling. It'll be like rolling off of me in balls and rolls. This has actually just been nicely disappearing, nicely fading. I need to scrub this off tonight or tomorrow night for sure, desperately. It's gotten to the gross point, but I cannot believe how long this tan lasted. This is the Emerald for a deep olive tone. 1 Hour Express self-tanning foam. I'm very impressed. Very, very impressed. I've got a trip that I'm leaving to this weekend. I'm going to be bringing this with me. I'm going to be removing it and applying a fresh coat because Love. It's a little bit more orange. What I like about the Saint Tropez one that I use is it's that true kind of like greeny olive undertone, which I like. This one's a little bit orangey, but I've got to say, tickle me impressed. That's a little tan update for you. Now, speaking of the tan, for the event tonight, I really didn't know what to wear. I've got a couple things hanging over there, but it's quite like, it's not quite black tie, but it's like fancy vibes. We're going to a restaurant that I don't think I've ever been, but it's a very, very fancy restaurant. We're going to Le Crocodile in Vancouver. We're going with Caudalie, which I'm really excited about because they've kind of been doing a little tour. They announced a new brand ambassador, Kelly Rutherford, which is very exciting for their Premier Cru line, which is like their super luxe collection. The Premier Cru, the serum, I've gone through many a bottle of that in the past, so I'm very excited to see what's new. And anytime that the Caudalie team comes here, I just get so excited. I love them so much. I've known them for years and years and years. Emily Carling, I love you dearly. And I just get so thrilled whenever they make their way over to Vancouver. So anyway, it's a very fancy vibe tonight. I have a couple of dress options. I really didn't know because it is so cold outside, you guys. I'm sorry, let me correct that because all my other fellow Canadians are going to roll their eyes being like, it's not cold. BC is warm. Yes, comparatively, that is true. BC is very warm in comparison to the rest of Canada, lest we forget that I spent half of my life in Alberta, one of the colder provinces, okay? I also lived in Iqaluit for a hot blip. That's north, okay? I know what cold is. But when you have a city and a surrounding area that is completely incapable of dealing with the cold, whenever it snows here, it's mayhem, pandemonium, my friends. And we personally live on the end of our street where we are at the end of a wind tunnel. So all of our neighbors are shoveling and all of the snow is just blowing onto our section, okay? Dan and I, over the last 48 hours, have shoveled 5 times. Five. And we still need to shovel again tomorrow morning for sure because I can't currently walk all the way down the sidewalk, but it's a lot. I will say I definitely witnessed a lot more snow plows on the streets than usual, but for the most part it is an ongoing joke that whenever it snows in Vancouver, the city erupts. No one knows how to deal with it. And a lot of people don't actually have winter tires or all season tires. There's a lot of summer tires around here, so there's a lot of car accidents. I personally have been stuck many a time trying to go downtown. A few years ago there was a Valentino event and I was stuck on the bridge for 4 hours because of a car accident because of the snow. Anyway, that's obviously only applicable to the people who are around here, so I apologize. But all to say that it's very chilly, it's unseasonably snowy, and I am dreading this drive, and I also am dreading what to wear. What do I put on my feet so that I don't slip? I think it's gonna be one of those days where I just have to wear like a sweatsuit downtown and change when I get there so that I don't, you know, have to worry about what I'm wearing. Because at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter, does it? We're sitting down for dinner, but of course, I'm sure we're gonna snap a few pics, so just wanna make sure that we're ready to go. Anyway, I'm just blending in the Tower 28 concealer, which I just love so much. I've been going between the Morphe brush and my beauty blender. I honestly don't even wet this for the most part anymore. I kind of just take it to press over. You can use your fingers too if you want, but when I'm feeling lazy or in a rush, I just bloop, press on my fingers. Just ultimately, I always want my makeup to look very, very natural. At this point, I'm going to take the Charlotte Tilbury setting spray. Let that soak in. I don't even want to put anything on my eyes, honestly. As the days continue and as I get older, the less and less I want to put anything on my eyes. I honestly, most of the time I just can't even be bothered, and then every once in a while I'll be scrolling on Instagram or TikTok or even Pinterest and I'll see a makeup look and I'm like, oh, must recreate. You are so beautiful. Today's not that day, so I'm just doing a little liner. This is the Pat McGrath liner, smudging that on the lash line as per always. And I don't even think I'm going to put shimmer on. Actually, I'm going to keep it matte. Oh, actually, let's talk about some pop culture phenomenons right now, okay? It was the Grammy Awards this last weekend. Apologies, I don't actually know when we're uploading this video, so it might be a little bit overdue. You might have seen enough blabs about it, but it was the Grammys this weekend, and I do love me some red carpet makeup. I love to see the looks that are popping out. It is one of my personal favorite times for makeup, the Grammys, the Oscars, and I do follow a lot of the makeup artists on Instagram who I just love to see what they create. So I might actually have to do a little deep dive and get some inspo for the upcoming trips because I'm going to need it. But I just couldn't believe the Grammys. I couldn't believe that Taylor Swift and Billie Eilish both walked away with nothing. I know. There was a lot being said about this online, so I don't want to like feed the flames or anything, but like that did surprise me big time. Like Beyonce's amazing. We all know Beyonce's amazing. Us millennials have grown up with Beyonce. We know that she dominates the world, okay? But Taylor Swift and Billie Eilish like had the biggest years. Also Sabrina Carpenter. Like, I don't know. Also Kendrick Lamar winning so many Grammys. I was like, is this what? Love that for him though, that he wrote a diss track and just like popped off on the Grammys. That must be so satisfying. Poor sweet Drake at home. Anyway, I was feeling some type of way about it, and I've obviously been scrolling on TikTok watching everyone's takes on the Grammys and what they think about the awards, and Doechie's performance. Incredible. I love it. We watched it live and it was so fabulous. Another thing that I can't stop watching is the Justin Baldoni Blake Lively case. I feel like I'm watching a really bad, intense like crime show and also reality show on TikTok, watching this all unfold. Like, I'm sorry, is anybody else as invested in this as I am? I'm embarrassed to admit that it's been occupying a lot of my scrolling time, so just thought I'd toss that out there. Anyone else? Speaking of things that I've been scrolling, I have been rereading A Court of Thorn and Roses, the series, on my Kindle, and I just have to say that I'm on book 3 right now. The Kindle, you know what? It just glosses over. I don't even actually know which book title I'm actually reading right now, but for those of you who have read A Court of Thorns and Roses, I think I read it for the first time 3 years ago. I think that it's been about that time. I didn't remember anything. I really didn't. It's been all new for me. That's also the beauty of having really, really bad memory, is that things can always be beautifully new for you. So I just have to say that reading it the second time around, I picked up on so much that I definitely missed the first time, and it has been so much more wonderful. So much more wonderful. And I think it was also more wonderful knowing what was coming after book 1. The first time I read it, all I could focus on was the smut, because that's what everyone was talking about on TikTok. But I think this second time around, I have been really so much more embracing the world building and the character building so much more than I did the first time around, and I'm just loving every second of it. I don't want it to end. I might have to reread Throne of Glass after this. I don't know. I'm just like sucked back into this world, loving it. Are they making it into a TV show or movie? I feel like that'd be really hard because there's so much like inner mental dialogue and speech. I don't know how they would pull that off on the big screen for it to be as like capturing and captivating, you know? But if you have read A Court of Thorns and Roses, I highly recommend reading it for a second time around. Also, the Fourth Wing next book, what's it called? Onyx Storm. I also downloaded that, but I just haven't dove into it yet, but I do plan on reading that. So there's a little book update for you. We are reading. It is fantasy and just for pleasure, but we are back on a reading roll, so that has been lovely. Speaking of this weekend, it was also Dan's birthday, and we had a lovely day celebrating. We went and spent some time with his fam, and I just have to say that actually I wanted to update you on this because there's a surprising amount of you who will message me, DM me, and ask about Dan's clothing and like what you should buy. Maybe you're looking for something for your husband. I get a lot of questions about men's clothing, and Dan also has amazing style, but that's not usually with any help from me, okay? He does that all on his own. He's a very particular guy, and he's also like, he's just got his finger on the pulse of fashion. Like, Dan's a very creative person, and he's so knowledgeable in the, like, I don't know, I feel like anytime there's like a small cool brand, like, Dan knows about it. He's the first to buy a lot of things, and he obviously doesn't like have any social media or doesn't post anything, so nobody sees that, but he's a very cool dude and he knows what's up. So I always struggle to get him anything. Like, we don't do gifts in general. Every once in a while we'll like surprise each other with something, but for the most part we don't do birthday gifts and we don't do Christmas gifts. Really, we do like experiences together. But I was so excited because, hold please, this is the first time in history of me and Dan's dating where I got it right. I have never been successful in like surprising him with clothing. It always doesn't fit him right, or he might not like it, or it might just be like, I just don't usually get it right when it comes to clothes, okay? But if you guys remember the Miami Tresemme trip that I went on, they had gifted us these Tresemme hoodies. But this is one of the best hoodies that I had ever worn, and it was my first introduction to this brand, Elwood. Okay, so this was the merch, this was the gift from the trip, and then they also gave sweatpants, which Dan stole. He loved the sweatpants, and so it's a brand that I was newly introduced to from that, and I've kind of been creeping them and watching them ever since. Me and Dan got some matching sweatsuits for our trip, wore them on the plane, it was great, whatever. They came out with a collection, and I screamed. It was so beautiful. It was a little bit before Dan's birthday, and I was like, oh, This is the one. I know he's gonna love this. So the order came in just in time. I literally picked it up a few days before his birthday, was able to surprise him, and everything fit and everything was perfect. And I just wanted to tell you, because this brand was new to me, and it was so beautiful. The quality was amazing, and it was not that crazy in price in comparison to other things that I think are equivalent. So I wanted to show you what I picked up for him. First of all, this sweater. It doesn't look like much as I'm sitting here dangling it, but it is perfect. It's got a little raw hem. It's got a perfect crop. It's nicely oversized, not too baggy. Dan doesn't like his clothing to be too baggy, okay? But it's also got a loose sleeve. It is so nice. The quality is amazing. It feels so good. It's so light. I was like, honey, I might have to either order this in a size small for myself or steal this from you. But that was a win. I also got the striped version. And then I got him this coat. And this was so exciting because Dan had been on the hunt for a wool coat for so long. This one's 100% wool, and it was 195 USD, which I know is no small amount, but in comparison to other coats, giant, beautiful, big coats that are 100% wool, I don't know how they're selling it at that price. Couldn't believe it. Oh, it is so gorgeous. It's the perfect, like, cool tone herringbone. It's stunning. Stunning. Little green interior. So pretty, and it fit him like a glove. And now I don't mean to taunt and tease you, because I do think that this was like a limited drop. I think the drops that they do don't stay. But I just wanted to say, if you are also looking for gifts for your man, maybe you want some new sweatsuits for yourself, this brand Elwood. I was so happy, and thank goodness it fit, because this was the only thing I got him for his birthday. So happy birthday, dear. Couldn't believe this find. Was so excited. Okay, back to the makeup. I was getting sidetracked there. I'm so sorry. But like I said, we just needed to sit and have a catch up and chat. It's been so long. I do have a few new bits of makeup. I want to talk about some lips. Obviously I have some favorites that I've been loving. The Lisa Eldridge 0N lip pencil has been beautiful. I have been loving this, and also the Violette FR. I don't know, like, how am I meant to say this? Violette_FR, is that their name? Anyway, I want to talk about their Bisou Bombs, the sheer matte lipsticks, because I finally remembered the shade of what it brought me back to. The shade Bon Bon Myrtille. This one right here is almost an exact dupe, at least in my mind, in my memory, of the OG old school Glossier Generation G lipstick in the shade Jam. Now, I'm going to insert the thumbnail of this old video of mine. This is my 2017 favorites. I was obsessed with these lipsticks, and then Glossier changed them. I don't remember if they'd reformulated them, if they ultimately ended up... You know what? Let's just look this up right now. Yeah, they still have Jam, but it was never the same. They had changed it at one point, and I was devastated. This is it. This is it. I'm just gonna put this on right here so you can see. It's the perfect, like, sheer matte lipstick is a good way of saying it. I would almost call this like, it's like a powdery stain. I love my Victoria Beckham Vitten lip stain so much, but this is like completely different. It's a completely different style of stain, and it is exactly like how I remembered Jam being. So for those of you who are also so devastated by the loss of that old lipstick, I was so thrilled to have gotten this. Now, I did pick this up at Mecca while I was in Australia, and I'd never seen this brand like in person, in the flesh before. So I'll link a few spots where you can get it online, but it is so beautiful. It lasts so beautifully. I really like that shade. I think that's my favorite. And then I also got Bon Bon Coquelicot, which is like the red version, which is also so pretty. It's kind of like an orangey red, actually, which is very nice. Maybe that's why I'm so drawn to it. But this lipstick, that's on its own. It's so pretty. Huge favorite. Also want to give a shout out to Summer Friday's Rosebud. I don't know if you can see the dent I've already made in this. It's the perfect cool tone pink. It's so much brighter than the other glosses that they've had before. It's like the old RMS Lip Shine and Sublime. It's that same shade, but in that lip oil form. Oh, it's so pretty. It matches my Nude Sticks Bareback blush so nicely. So that's the makeup that I've been rocking. Like, those are my favorites, truly. But I did want to show you guys that I did get the new Rhode lip pencils in the mail. I got these in PR, which I'm very excited about. These are the peptide lip shapes. I'm going to show you 3 of the shades, and we're going to swatch them next to NYX Nude Beige, obviously. Now, I will say that right off the top, it's not the same formula. NYX is a good old classic pencil. These are like the twist up kind of creamier lip pencils. So I don't know if I'm going to prefer it right off the top, but I do like their packaging. I appreciate the packaging. Here's NYX Nude Beige, the gold standard. Twist is what I thought was going to be the closest, but maybe not. Here's NYX, here's Rhode Twist. Very close. This one's slightly more brown, but I think that was the closest one. Oh yeah, Bend is not even close. Here's Bend. This is the shade Lift, and this is the shade Lunge. So those are the new Rhode lip pencils. Those are the 4 shades that I got in PR. Twist is obviously the closest. So you can twist up the product, and it also has this little silicone applicator, which those things I never use. I understand why people like them, but I never personally use it. But yeah, it's a lot creamier. It's not as like dry as a classic lip pencil, which I like. I think I love the next one because it's in between. It's not too creamy and it's not too dry. Like the MAC and the Charlotte Tilbury lip pencil formulas are quite dry in comparison. And then when you have a creamy lip pencil like this, it's just like even there, it's just so much easier to kind of mess up, I guess. But this is definitely like one of the closest shades that I've seen. I'm actually just going to swatch Twist next to the Lisa Eldridge. Like even, yeah, here's the Lisa Eldridge and here's Rhode Twist. The Lisa Eldridge is a little bit more of that like true brown, where what I do appreciate with this one is it is closer to that NYX Nude Beige because it has a little bit of that like purpley undertone. And I think it's going to match with this Violette lipstick very, very nicely. So that's exciting. Obviously the internet is going crazy over these Rhode lip pencils. I feel like anything that Hailey Bieber comes out with, people are like, gimme! But I just had to swatch it next to NYX Nude Beige. Of course. Great, so there's my lip combo for the night. I'm gonna just set that aside. Put on my Lancome Hypnose mascara. And that's the finished makeup. What do you guys think? Listen, I was filming a little video on my pin curls, so I'm just gonna go take them out over there. And then I'll meet you back over here when we can figure out what on earth we're gonna wear tonight. Ooh, the hair is hairing. That's another little update for you. I went and saw Armani last week and she did a big trim. Big trim. Nothing too crazy. We didn't change anything, no toners, whatever. I was in and out in 20 minutes, but she did a nice big healthy trim and chop because I saw her last in October, which isn't that long ago, I know, but my hair and my nails do grow very fast. And the ends of my hair were getting really, really scraggly, so I just need a little freshen up. We kept the bangs away. Sorry, not sorry, but she's looking healthy, she's looking silky, and I don't know what to wear. Let me show you the options. So this is one option that I got. This was sent to me from Delphine, and it's a new brand from the founder, Tanya Taylor, whom I love. And actually, funny enough, the other dress that I have is also Tanya Taylor. I've worn many pieces from them in the past. It makes such beautiful, beautiful clothing. Anyway, this is gorgeous. They sent me this dress as part of their new line, which is very, very sweet. It just feels a little bit too summery right now. Like it's cold, it's winter, and I don't know, this feels like beachy, breezy, not this vibe. I'm gonna try it on. The option that I think I'm gonna go with is this Tanya Taylor dress, which is so pretty. It's like a classic kind of shirt dress, but it's got little poofy sleeves and these cute little bows. I love it so much, and I thought that I could do this, and that might feel a little bit, I don't know, this feels a little bit more seasonally appropriate to me. And they're kind of my only like dark options other than like my black gown that I have, which is far too dressy for this dinner. So this is the Delphine dress on. Honestly, it fits like a glove. Like a glove. So pretty, right? But I just feel like this is actually like too fancy for this. Like this is giving like wedding guest vibes. If it was appropriate to wear black to whatever said wedding that you're going to, I feel like this is more that vibe. I think this is just far too lovely for a dinner. I think I'd actually also need to do an updo with this dress. This is an updo vibes dress. Ugh, sad because I thought that this was gonna be the one, but either way, beautiful new dress from this gorgeous new brand. Dear Delphine, dear Tanya Taylor, thank you so much. On to the next. And here's the other Tanya Taylor dress. Hopefully you guys can see the details close up. Here's the little bows, which are so cute. Buttons all the way up. It's got the poofy little sleeves. I think this is much more appropriate for the dinner. Also, can we just say, any dress that has pockets is a good dress in my books. So I can either wear this. What I was gonna do is do high boots, which is always my go-to for comfort and walkability. But I also have these cute little sparkly socks. I have no idea. I've had these for years. I have no idea where I bought them. I feel like they must have been H&M or something. But I have little sparkly socks that I could also put on and wear heels with, which is also a vibe. Either way, I am wearing my slippers. I am not driving in my shoe options. So I'm just gonna decide that in a minute and then we'll get dressed once we actually leave. But yeah, this is the one we're gonna go for. One thing that I actually would love some insight on for all of you who are so fabulous and you always give us the best advice, when it comes to dresses like this, wearing fancy dresses, I struggle with what to wear for outerwear. Like usually I'll just put on like my black wool coat and that's fine. But I see so many fabulous like faux fur, fluffy, fuzzy, like really nice going out options, pretty shawls and capes and things. Like, how do you dress? Like if you were wearing this, what would you wear over top? Because it's also winter. Like I want to wear my parka. I'm not gonna wear my parka because it will look like I'm going to the mountain, but like that's what I want to wear. What do you wear? Anyway, I'm glad we decided on this. Now for jewelry, I actually have to show you another thing that I've been loving. This was a beautiful gift from the brand L'Héritage. I actually kept the card. It's literally been sitting here on my windowsill. It's a fine jewelry company, but they came out with these gorgeous jewelry cases. These are the 3 options. And I just have to show you because it was so nice. This is the usual jewelry case that I travel with, which is tiny. This came in a Dior PR package years ago, which was so nice, so fabulous. And that's what I've traveled with ever since, obviously, because she's perfect. But I like to bring a lot of jewelry. I like to wear a lot of bangles and things. So this came in the mail. I got this in PR. This is gorgeous threaded stitching on this beautiful velvet case. Look at the inside. Oh, it's so pretty. It's so perfect. It's got lots of space for rings, which let me just put my wedding rings on, hold please. And like I said, this is a mess because I totally just had it sitting on my table ever since we got back. But it fits my watch, it fits all my bracelets, necklaces. It's also got this little insert here that goes on top so you can like load more on top. Really so beautiful. This is such a special treasure. So to L'Héritage, thank you so much for this gorgeous gift. Love. I was gonna go silver, but maybe I'll actually do gold. These are my Heaven Mayhem earrings, which I love. I love that they're more affordable than if you were to get like solid gold. Like if you were to get these in a fine, sorry, I can't find my hole. Oh my gosh. If you were to get these earrings in gold, like that would be so very expensive. I want to be fabulous, but why are solid gold earrings so expensive? Is the gold off-putting? Should I do silver? My Longines watch. Speaking of luxe, speaking of fine, ugh, love the mixed metal on this always. Maybe I should do silver. Oh, now that I'm thinking about it, I don't know. I wish I had you all here with me so that you could help me decide. But whenever I'm feeling like I want a mixed option, I have these old Majuri croissant hoops. But this is kind of what I wear for a mixed thing. Fun fact for you, I got my second holes pierced when I was a wee young lady. And they pierced my second hole lower than my first hole on this ear. Only. This ear is normal. This ear is crooked. It's something I've always thought about getting fixed, but I don't know how I'd go about doing that other than just having like multiple gouges and holes in my ears, but it's something that's always driven me crazy. I need my ear to be like lifted like this for it to look normal. Now it's something that you will notice and I didn't need to point out to you, but I don't know. Struggling with these options right now, but I think you can never go wrong with just a good old classic little mixed moment. So we'll go with the Majuri hoops. How's that? And then the 3 bracelets that I always wear. You will never catch me outside without these. This is a gorgeous David Yurman cuff that I got years ago. This is a Majuri bangle. Old. I've had this for years. And then this is a vintage piece that I bought from the gal by Gold Girl. I bought this in New York. I love it so much. It is beautiful. She was an investment. She's a forever piece, but I love her so much. Those are the bracelets I always wear. My Longines watch. I think that's gonna be it. So I repinned this curl because it was being naughty, and I hope that fixed it. Listen, I have to confess something to you, and perhaps some of you will feel the same way. I am burdened by my bladder on a daily basis. Like right now, I have to pee so badly. I actually can't breathe. And I'm half an hour early. I just texted. I was like, hello, can I come in early? I'm gonna be myself. Also, I'm never early. I did leave early because I thought that the traffic was gonna be horrific. And it wasn't. It wasn't. It was the breeziest, fastest trip downtown ever. The irony when I'm not late. I'm just so early. I'm gonna go in. Just got home. What a lovely dinner. So nice to see everybody. We got our own cute little Premier Cruise with our names on them. What I'm actually really excited about is the serum. I don't know if anyone remembers this, but I've gone through many a bottle of this back in the day. Oh, baby. Come to mama. I'm gonna drench my body in that. So thank you so much to Caudalie, but I just have to show you guys what they had on the table. Yes, Meryl. Meryl wants to know too. First of all, they took this photo of me from 2016. Pause to read if you wish. And then they had this @WordIt poet write everybody a little poem with things about them. Alana, you are hilarious. Your humor we adore. You even brought one of your fans to the Eras tour, which I thought was really funny because I'm like, Jen took me to the Eras tour. Known for your daily vlogs and hot girl winter slaying, all your wedding snaps and tennis playing. At the Rosewood, Georgia, you recently said I do. Thanks for joining us here for new premiere crew. That's one of the cutest things I've definitely ever seen in a PR package at an event. Our own little poem. Are you kidding me? I'm gonna frame this. This is like straight into the memory box, that's for sure. Ah, we also got this cute little mirror. How cute is that? The little Caudalie mirror to touch up with, which I didn't do. Oh, also Le Crocodile was delicious. So cute in there. Yeah, now I need to go to bed. So thanks for getting ready with me. There was a little blip into the event for the evening, and I hope that you thoroughly enjoyed our little catch up together here, friends. Yeah, okay, I gotta go to bed. Love you lots. See you then.